Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another episode of Get Help with Tanmay Mehta. Now in this particular talk show series, as you all know, we feature top 3 questions that are asked to us and sent using the link that is shared in the description or comment pinned in almost all the videos. So using that link, your questions have been coming to us and we have been selecting some of the best questions that we can, which we know for a fact can be a problem to many people, so that this particular video helps more and more people just like you. So for today's question, we have Abhishek, who is going to be the voice of that question. So over to Abhishek for the first question.
So Anuj Kumar asked how to make balance between dialogue and music in home theater setup. If we set up volume according to dialogue, music becomes very loud. If we set up volume according to music, the intensity of dialogue decreases. Please help.
Okay, thank you so much Anuj for asking that question. I think that's a very valid question, that how can you create a standard setting which can work for vocals, especially for watching movies, and you can also get good music from the same setup. Now honestly Anuj, that's a very tricky situation which is technically not possible, because if you see, the graphic equalization itself for various types of sound is different. Like even for music, when you have various genres of music, there are certain parameters on which the graphic EQ changes. Similarly, when we talk about vocals versus music, like that is movies versus music, I'll just put it out here, you need to have two presets. Now I know that most of the AV receivers will not have doing this preset as a standard part of their calibration process, but there are certain AV receivers which are typically 7 channel and above in Denon, Yamaha, Marantz, even Onkyo Pioneer, which we would be testing out soon, who have got the facility of creating presets. So once you do these presets, you are pretty much sorted for selecting your sound output for movies, and at the same time you can have another preset which is specially set up for music. With these presets, you will be in a good position to have your movies and music calibration setups done with only one button. You can just switch over. So that is something that I would recommend. But having said that, you would still need to fine tune your graphic equalization based upon the music genre that you would play. I hope Anuj, you have got the answers. Over to Abhishek for the next question.
So Panzal Mukherjee asked, for a system, a home theater system of under 2 lakh, is spending 20,000 for installation worth it, or can we set up the system ourselves?
Okay, so first of all, Dipanjan, I know, looking at services in India, nobody likes to pay for services. People love to spend on the products, but when it comes to service, people try to hesitate on spending for that. I'll tell you some fact. Now, the cost that you have been quoted, I am no one to comment on that, because it's somebody's price. So I won't be able to justify on that. You can ask the justification to that particular respective vendor. But typically I'll tell you, and many of you have even bought home theaters from us, they would know that there is a certain service charge that is levied on the products and the entire system. Now the reason for that is that it's not just a box selling business, right? If you are really looking to create a dream home cinema experience, it's not just buying 5 boxes and putting them together with the cables and just turning it on. It requires some sort of room acoustic calculation. It requires some sort of setup to be understood and done in your home. It requires good service support for any future service calls that you would raise. It requires a good technical knowledge or a good person who has got the technical expertise in helping you understand the various functions that are there in the system. It requires long length of experience of these individuals and professionals who have been doing this day in day out and have tried and tested many products. They know certain jugadu techniques that they can probably use at your place, and also their ears are tuned to types of surround sound. So now to get all these things, well, you need to pay for that, because without this, even if you try to just read the manual, because as a matter of fact, there is a possibility that you can figure it out by your own self just by referring to manual. And we have also done this in the past, wherein some people have also availed for virtual installation service from us. Now they would know that even in that virtual installation service, it's not just connecting speaker wires to the AV receiver and turning on the system. There has to be certain parameters that you need to maintain. You need to physically sound check that, and to do all this, the manual may not come in handy. You need a little experienced person to do this for you. Now, how much to pay for it? Well, you can negotiate with the vendors and try to figure it out. but yes, most of your home theater coaches are going to carry a service cost which is liable for the entire execution, installation, designing, testing, calibration of the entire equipments. Because imagine, you just buy the products. How are you going to communicate the language of wiring to the electrician? How are you going to communicate the design language with your designer or an architect? How are you going to talk to the carpenters with regards to how much dimension, equipment size, etc. that you need to make the fitments or the cutouts for? So all these things would require you a third party help. It would require somebody else's intervention in getting all this coordinated and done and executed flawlessly, and getting them tested, getting them connected, getting them calibrated according to your room is also something that you would need. So yes, paying for this service would be necessary. How much is purely your your comfort and your rapport with that particular vendor. Next question, Abhishek.
So Shashidhar Hegde asks, I have a 9.1 surround with Marantz SR6015 with matching QC in my hall and Odyssey calibrated. So which is almost good sounding but missing the clarity. So is there any chance that I could create the own Dolby Atmos sound on my own?
Okay. So Shashidhar, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Shashidhar, thank you for that question. I can understand that you might face some challenge with getting the Atmos output and the sound clarity. So see, getting a cinema hall experience is very much possible with these systems. Otherwise, these hi-fi systems cannot be of any good. So I think what is missing out here, Shashidhar, is getting the right calibration done, getting the right content also played to check that small detailed sound, because it's not just calibrating the AV receiver that we spoke of earlier. You also need to calibrate the content input devices. So in your case, if you are giving input through, let's say, a Blu-ray player, or you're giving input through Amazon Fire TV stick, then you need to program or to calibrate these equipments also. So when you go into the sound setup of, let's say, an Amazon Fire TV stick, you will find out various options that are there for the sound output. So you need to control those sound outputs so that you get the best output to your AV receiver, and that's how then AV receiver will then further perform to its best. Now I have been telling each and everyone that audio video is like a chain. It starts from your source and it gets end either at your TV screen display or a projector screen display for video, and for audio it get ended at the at the speakers and the subwoofer. So throughout this entire chain, each and every equipment matters, each and every cable matters, and each and every connector matters. So the programming and the calibration is required for all these equipments. So in case you have missed out setting up some things in your media player, try to find out those, get a professional help in case you seek that, and I'm sure that you will get rid of the problem of not getting that clarity that you deserve. Now coming back to your second question that you have just asked about getting or creating your own Dolby Atmos surround sound for a normal PCM or a stereo sound mode. Well, technically it's not possible, because by default the content source is in a stereo or a PCM format, which may not be able to process through any sort of processor, because you'd really need a proper recording studio kind of setup with a professional software which is a licensed product from Dolby to get the Atmos. So doing it by yourself will not be possible. You need a AV receiver or you need media players which have got those certification, and only they can decode the sound. So I hope, Shashidhar, you have got your answer, and with that we have come to an end of today's 3 questions. So I hope Anuj, Dipanjan and Shashidhar, your questions have helped many people who are also in the same dilemma. And I think today's questions, Abhishek, were more revolving around calibration and the setup. So yeah, I think it was a pretty good video that we have had today. In case this video helped you guys, make sure to hit the like button, and in order to let more and more people know about this particular video. And in case you have to ask your own question, then do not forget to check out the links in the description, as well as the comment that is pinned in almost all our videos today, wherein you can submit your questions and you can win a chance to reach out to us, get featured in the video. And like always, in this particular video, we are going to pick up the winner with the best question, and who is going to get a direct line access with me forever. So let's find out Abhishek's choice. Okay, so Abhishek has selected Anuj. So congratulations, Anuj, on asking the question, and my team will be reaching out to you soon to help you avail the price. And for more such videos, stay subscribed to our channel, and I'll see you all in the next episode, that is episode number 6 of Get Help with Tanmay Mehta, next Thursday. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.